This war of mine, is it worth a buy? Well, let's just read the beautiful words, guys. In this war of mine, you do not play as an elite soldier, rather a group of civilians trying to survive in a besieged city, struggling with lack of food, medicine, and constant danger from snipers and hostile scavengers. The game provides an experience of war seen from an entirely new angle.
First off, guys, it's a 2D platformer, and I just want to say that outside of third-person perspective games, 2D platform games are the games I hate. And I think it's because I burnt myself out on 2D platform games years ago, because that's at one time and that's all you could ever get on computers. It was either top down or 2D. Third person hadn't been invented when I was first playing video games, so we had, the Donkey Kong, Manic Miner and all that kind of shit. Everything was a 2D game, and I just got so burned out on it. And so the modern take on 2D games is I've never really liked any of them, to be honest. And when I got this given from the developers, I thought, bloody hell, I don't want to do it. It's been sat in my tray for about a month, but I thought I'd give it a go just to see it. But I was ready to absolutely rip it apart because I just don't like them, and I don't see that any of them have been any good really as well. So anyway, I got into this, and what you have to do with this one is, the fact that it's 2D platform is irrelevant. In fact, it works really well as a 2D platform game, because what you've got to do in this game is survive. It's a survival game, but it's a survival game with a bit of a difference. You are in a war-torn city. You aren't playing a soldier. You're playing a normal guy. You're playing yourself, essentially. You're just a normal guy. Every time you play it, you get a random world with different characters. And that makes it very interesting, because sometimes you might get a great start, and other times half your team might be bloody dying, wounded or whatever, or sick. And what you have to do is you control the actions of each character. Now, what you have to do first and foremost is survive. You've got nothing. You need to get beds made. You need to make stoves. You need to start blocking up your house, fortifying it, for goodness sake. There's rubble piles in the house. There's cupboards. Search everywhere. Find out what you've got and make what you can out of that. And then the game progresses from there, that every single night you can send a scavenger out to different areas of the city to look for stuff. And it's very, very scary, because you're out there by yourself, and there's snipers, there's other scavengers out there, there's all manner of things waiting to just give you a bad day. And you have to try and bring back the stuff that's important for survival. This whole game revolves around decision making. It's crucial you make the right decisions. That may mean sacrificing somebody. When I say sacrifice, I don't mean dancing around them going, hey, I'm a hey, and a hey, on an altar with a knife. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm talking about is, you might deliberately send somebody out on Operation Certain Death, just to get them out the way, because they're a pull on your resources. They might be just a sickie. They might be pulling a fucking sickie. The people at work that always pull a sickie. When the going gets tough, they pull a fucking sickie. They're never any good. They're just leeches. They're texting all fucking day, or sending their own personal emails while everyone else in the office is working away hard, and they're just the leech. You know the type. Every office has got one of them. But you've got to look after the ones that offer a lot, that give a lot. And you can recruit new team members as well. So build yourself up a good, solid team, and make some pretty harsh decisions. I mean, you might have to leave other scavengers to die. They're begging you for food. They've got nothing, and you can get into it. You can get immersed into it, because you can imagine that if you were actually in your home city and it was under siege and a war had broke out, this is what it would be like. And that's why I like this game, because I've never really had to do this in a game before. You're just used to running around being all gung-ho, but in this you're just not. It's all about, bloody hell, when's my next piece of meat going into my mouth? And you get traders coming to your door, They'll have food that you were desperate for, and they'll drive a really hard bargain. They might take all your gun parts, your tools and stuff, for a tin of fucking pilchards. You're like saying, I want that tin of fucking pilchards. I really want them. Well, it's going to cost you that gun part there. It's going to cost you the hammer, the chisel. But it's only a tin of fucking pilchards. Well, do you want the pilchards or not? because if you want these pilchards, I want all them fucking tools, alright? And it's and you know, and the next time you go shopping, you look at a tin of pilchards and you sit and stroke it, and your wife's going, what are you doing? A tin of pilchards. It's so precious. It's so fucking precious. And that's what this game does. It gets you kind of immersed in pilchards. It gets you kind of immersed in survival, and that's what I like about it. And you can craft all sorts of stuff, you know, weapons, I was say bed stoves, all alcohol, all that kind of stuff. And you've got to survive till the end of the war. That's what you've got to do, and it's a really fun game. It's quite emotionally charged, and I'm currently playing it at the minute, and it's very, very good. And I'm going to say it is definitely worth a buy.